You've decided to click on this link, you're curious about how I got my bike on my Triumph Tiger here. This is a Ibis Ritmo extra large frame, 29-inch rims with 2.6 tires. It's a good sized bike. As you can see, the positioning of the bike is a little unique. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on it from other cyclists and other motorcycle riders that are interested in doing this. So I thought I'd make a quick video. I decided to show the bike positioned on the bike at the beginning of the video so you can decide whether or not you want to continue or not. So I'll get this off and show you how I did. Okay, so this is typically what it looks like when I'm just riding without the bike on. You'll see a small little piece of tube aluminum. It's 1 inch by 1 inch outside and 3/4 by 3/4 inside. And then you'll see I leave my fork mount on the back. I've chosen a Rocky Mounts fork mount. It comes with 3 different axle sizes, so I can put my Ritmo on there, my Haka, or my XC without any problem. So if I remove the case here, what you'll see is behind here is just aluminum plate. Disregard the extra 2 screw holes. I decided I didn't need those. So I use a 3/8 inch aluminum plate. It's probably a little overkill. So the factory rack from Triumph has 4 screws. The upper 2 are for the locking mechanism for the case, and the lower ones are just pins to hook the case into, and it locks up sideways there. I bought new screws that were a little longer to extend into the back of the plate, and then I just bolted the plate into these 4 screws. I obviously had this welded. Behind here you'll see a metal L that I made out of 1 inch by 2 inch. The 1 by 2 definitely is an overkill. It doesn't really twist at all. So that's kind of like what I was looking for. But yeah, this is what's happening behind. And let me grab. So hopefully you can see this. This is the other half of the bike rack. There's just this little, whatever shape you want to call that, for the rear tire. And then I had it welded to a 3/4 by 3/4 inch solid square rod. And then this little attachment here was, but that's to mount the front tire, which you'll see later. And then this is just one of the little rubber straps off a Yakima or Thule rack. So this slides inside that aluminum tube. I have a little thumb screw here, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't actually hold this in place. It's not actually going to go anywhere. This is primarily to keep people from stealing the upper portion of it while you're out on the trail. So I have just this aluminum bar that I made. I put a knob on the end of it and then covered it with some heat shrink so it doesn't scratch the inside of the axle, or inside of the hub, that is. And I set that there just to get it out of my way. And then I have the original fork axle here. So I just grab the bike. Get it set on the fork mount. Lighten my axle. Doesn't have to be super tight. And I just stretch this around. I just have a little pin here on the side. Technically the bike would stay here like this. But I just have a little safety strap that I put on just in case. So now I take this, run it through the axle, and then screw it onto that bolt that's sticking out. So I have this extra strap here. It's basically a safety precaution. I honestly don't think the bike's going to go anywhere, but I just bring this around, set it on top of the bottom bracket, and just kind of snug it up a little bit. It just helps secure the bike a little bit. So because I'm using the rack for 3 different bikes, the front wheel is a little wobbly. It's not going to fall off, but going down the road, it kind of annoys me. So I just have a Velcro strap here that I picked up, and I just strap the front wheel to the right side of the crank, and that just keeps it from vibrating while you're riding. So yeah, that's it. A few things that I had to do with the stock positioning of the side view mirrors. I got a good view of the front tire. So I purchased some extenders, bring the mirrors out a little bit, helps clear the frame and the front tire. Another thing you have to worry about, this bike is an 800 millimeter handlebar, which means it sticks out maybe 8 inches to the side. So you kind of have to keep that in mind. I'll loosen up the stem, twist the bars parallel with the frame, and then I don't have to worry about ripping the handlebars off. You do plan on putting a road bike on here. I suggest using the road bike as the measurements for the positioning of the fork. With its shorter wheelbase, the crank is actually quite lower, so it's going to be right against your middle, your upper case here. And if you use the mountain bike, which as you can see, the crank is above the case, but the road bike will be kicked out to the side and most likely won't line up the rear tire with the upper portion of the rack. But other than that, that's it. Hope you like it. Hope you can get this to work on your motorcycle. Thanks for watching.